Hi boys and girls, it's me, and I'm sorry I haven't put up a lot of videos lately. It's kind of one of those things where life gets in the way sometimes and I have to prioritize what I'm doing, and I'm sorry. I know some of you really look forward to watching the videos, but you know, sometimes I try to do my best as far as time management goes, and sometimes it just doesn't kind of work the way of making videos. So I hope everybody enjoyed the Custown video and the repair clink video. I thought the repair clink was a whole lot of fun, so I had a lot of fun being there and making the video for that. This is going to be a radio story. It's actually a good story about a radio, literally a radio restoration that I did for a very nice lady who she was trying to basically, I guess the long and short of it was, she was trying to decorate her house with kind of, maybe with some antiques, but some older period things to kind of give that, you know, the older touch to in the look that she was trying to get. And one of the things she got was an RCA console radio. And here's a picture. Here's a few pictures of the radio before. And how the story starts out is like this. Now, the radio was purchased in an antique shop very close to where the Sussex Hamfest is actually. It's kind of around the corner. If for those of you who are familiar with it, if you're familiar with Yetter's Diner, which is kind of a stopover place where we like to go afterward and have a snack or some lunch after the fest, there's an antique shop literally next door to that. And that's where this lady had purchased the radio. This is a K82, which is basically a K80, but the 82 has a little bit of a more ornate cabinet. And the chassis came in two flavors. One had a tuning iron, one did not. This one didn't have it. So it was basically a straight up 7-tube radio. It's got a 6F6 for a final output. So as you can see from the condition in his pictures, it's actually kind of a nice cabinet, but the internals and some of the pieces in the radio were really tired. If you look here, here's a speaker, and this is just as I got this radio. There's like well, let's just say it was Swiss cheese. There were some rather large holes in there. The chassis was very, very, very dirty. It had a lot of cigarette smoke, so whoever had this radio before was a heavy smoker, and that's kind of not an unusual thing to find when you buy an old radio from anywhere or anybody, whether it be a flea market or a yard sale, or these are the things you have to expect when you see it. So I went up to this antique shop where the radio got purchased, and I met the owner of the antique shop. He's a really super good guy, and my objective was, or the way this woman had arranged it, where this lady had arranged it, was the cabinet was going to go to a cabinet refinisher a little over a mile away from the antique shop, also in Sussex. And my objective was to get the speaker, some of the hardware off the radio, like you saw the picture of the dial falling off, get all those pieces, the knobs, the speaker, the chassis, bring it back to my house, and then start doing the surgery and clean up, so to speak, of the chassis, and then getting things working again and working safely. So I was doing all that, and then after I got it done, well, actually before I got it done, I had received an email from the owner, and she said, "Listen, the cabinet's done. You can pick it up if you like." So I went up there with Mrs. RW on a Saturday. We literally took the radio flyer. It was a nice day, so we took the radio flyer up to the shop, and we met the lady. There was a lady that actually refinished it, and she did a pretty nice job. And you see the picture. She even put that little wrap in there with the note, with her card on it, which I thought was kind of cool. She added the grill cloth, which was just basically almost like a black and white dotted grill cloth, which is kind of an odd grill cloth. I know it's not correct for the radio, and if you see the radio, it's not the way it was done by RCA, but I thought it was done very tastefully and it looked really good, because the cabinet had some really rough spots in there, and she did a really good job of cleaning that up. So anyway, we bring the cabinet back here. Now it was up to me to get the chassis and the thing done. But I had a couple of stumbling blocks. One was that I would try to patch up the speaker. And I did that pseudo-successfully, but it just didn't sound that good. It had a little bit of a tinny tone to it. And I think it was just because I had put so many patches on this thing, it was just kind of tough. And I was afraid to recone it. I've done some reconing, and 2/3 of the time I can get it, but I didn't want to buy a cone and put this on this this speaker was really in rough shape. So I'm thinking, well, let's see, game plan B, maybe I could find a speaker. And I did, and it ended up being on eBay of all places, but I had to buy a whole radio. I couldn't find the correct individual speaker, so I actually picked up a whole radio for not a bad number. I think the number was $45, and I bought it and brought it back here. Took the speaker out of that radio, and here's some pictures of the radio as I'm talking here. The speaker was perfect though, which was nice. And I also took the rotating antenna out of this one and put that in the K82 as well. I bought a K80, and you can see it's literally the same chassis and speaker, but just a different cabinet. That's just the differences in the model number. So I put that all together, and then she also wanted Bluetooth capability, which I've never done before. And I know to do that I've never done it, and one of the members in New Jersey Club, Al Clace, gave me a speech on how to do that and different ways you can do that. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually bought a Bluetooth enabled device for all of, I think it was $10 or $11, and then also I didn't have time to build. Basically, it was a thing that would take your mono output coming out. Like in this case, she was going to use an app on her phone to play music through the radio via the Bluetooth. But of course, it's in stereo, and then we have a mono amplifier with the radio. So I had to find a way to bridge the two channels safely, and I found a gentleman on eBay that was selling these already pre-made boxes that safely electrically isolated everything, but also had, and then, basically bridged the two channels together safely, but also had a small transformer inside that would actually increase the output. Usually these old radios were looking for a phonograph or something, like most of them had you're using like phonographs that had a 3-volt ceramic cartridge, which doesn't have a lot of output. So this basically substituted that, and it did boost it a little bit to make it respectable. So if she wanted to play it at a moderate to higher volume, she could if she wanted to. So I got all those pieces together, put it in the radio, and now here's just some videos of me. I wanted to give her a tutorial. Mrs. RW was with me and holding the camera, so you can see she was actually quite excited and see the radio working. Okay. Let me see if this is.
Have my assistant come. Say hi, buddy.
Let's play off of that video.
We're gonna unload this stuff and go through.
Awesome.
Nothing exotic.
So we're gonna turn your phone up.
Yeah.
And then
Is it
have her
ABC? Is that the one?
But looks like a good file of users.
I forget.
It's pulling up something called.
Now, there's no tone control here, so what you have is just switch positions. So you got like a high treble, this is a mid, and then this is like a lot of bass.
Okay. So I just wanted to confirm, what do I have to do? Like, I just have to turn it on through here, otherwise the radio just comes on?
Once you're paired up to this, you're done.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to turn this off and everything will be fine.
Okay. And then it's just the radio, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
a little bit better that way.
Awesome.
But as a bonus, by doing this, you have literally a tube amplifier in here. So you're not using the radio part, you're just using the amplifier, and it sounds really, really nice.
It does. It looks great.
So you'll be up now. I've played this, objectively when I do these things, whether it's just a little radio or a big radio, my goal is to make everything work as it was intended, but I also want it to be safe.
Right, yes.
You know, because you're dealing with 82-year-old electronics here, and I've done everything that I could find that could be a problem down the road. You shouldn't have a problem with this, but it could happen. But I played this for 2 hours on its own. And if something was going to go, it was going to go.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
just so you can see, I want to show you. I've added a fuse here, which is not original to the radio.
Okay.
Okay, so if anything ever went bad, or if this thing just stopped working,
Yep.
just check, you take, I gave you a couple spare fuses in this bag. I taped it on here so you have some spare.
Great, okay.
Oh, like, where am I going to find the fuse? Well, you have some spare. Okay, so that's the end of the story. A radio got resurrected from a dumpster or from who knows what kind of a terrible fate the thing had. Now that this lady's going to enjoy this radio for many years, it's going to be really cool. And I really had to do some really quick thinking and some footwork to get this done kind of expediently. So this is one of the reasons why you didn't see a lot of videos. Well, you'll see this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story, and hopefully I'll get to see you really, really soon with some more videos. Last but not least, I want to share something with you. I noticed I've reached a 2,600 subscriber number, which is a lot for me, and I know that I'm dealing with a very specialized channel, so it's not going to attract everybody. But I'm thinking that maybe for when we hit 3,000 views, we'll put together another giveaway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Click the thumbs up if you liked, subscribe if you haven't already, and take care. Bye-bye.